The following is a presentation of the Reviewing Network Sports.
Good afternoon, everybody, and happy first day of March to all of you out there. Welcome to day number 4 of the Reviewing Network Live Madden 26 tournament. We have 3 of our 4 Elite 8 matchups already in the book. We know that the Raiders are going to be going to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, the Titans will take on the Cowboys, and the Buccaneers will take on the Bengals. By the end of today, we will find out who is going where in the Elite 8 matchup for the final day 2 weeks from now, for the final game 2 weeks from now on March 15th. And the first game to decide that will be the Arizona Cardinals and the Baltimore Ravens. For the Ravens, it's their first time in the Madden 26 tournament. Of course, they were in the playoffs last year. Arizona was in the tournament here last year, won a couple of games, but did not make it all the way to the Final Four. So we'll see what happens today. Which team will come out on top? Which team will make their way to the Elite 8, to the winner of the Browns-Dolphins game later today? Only one way to find out. We join Mike Tirico and Greg Olson to kick off day number 4 of this Madden 26 tournament from M&T Bank Stadium.
Up there at M&T Bank Stadium, just off the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, a good one in store this afternoon. It's the Arizona Cardinals and the Baltimore Ravens. Your 2026 Baltimore Ravens. Mike Tirico alongside Greg Olson. That's the rookie Tyler Luke. He begins this one. And off we go here in Baltimore. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Cardinals come out. They are led by their quarterback, Kyler Murray. Man, time flies, Greg. The number 1 overall pick in 2019. The 7th year for Murray leading the Birds.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
And this run game certainly didn't waste any time getting settled in. Nice job by the offensive line, displacing defenders at the point of attack, and allows the back to pick up a nice chunk to get this game rolling.
Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. Marvin Harrison Jr., the intended target. It's second down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
On second down, Murray. A very quick throw there, but he's not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Trying to get it to Michael Wilson that time. And it's going to bring up a third down. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. He's going to pick up the first down and more. And he'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. It is a big gain for Arizona. 36 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
Throwing again is Murray. And he'll be taken down. We have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up first and goal.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
They'll run it here, and it's coming. And he's going to go backward, taken down at the 6.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal?
2nd and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. Working out of the gun, Murray. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Marvin Harrison Jr. Touchdown, Cardinals. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Chad Ryland now for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Cardinals will take a 7-0 lead. Ryland now, after the TD, he'll send this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start. So the Ravens will come out. They are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
Is there a more exciting guy in the NFL to watch play quarterback than this guy, Mike? I mean, one of the most dynamic athletes to ever play the position. And what's truly unique about him is his ability to beat you both as a runner and equally as a passer. And that's really where his game has developed. Defensive coordinators, they don't sleep very much when they know they're facing this guy and all the problems that he presents.
Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down.
When this offense is really in gear, Mike, a lot of it is because of the ability of Lamar Jackson running the football. He is what makes this thing go, and you can see why.
That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 2 nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I'd expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
A quick slant to Flowers.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd down and 5. Now the first carry for King Henry. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Raven first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground.
Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. Cardinals say they have it, and they do.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Cards offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. Throwing Murray. That's to the tight end, Elijah Higgins. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. And the Ravens have come up with the football. Well, they come up with the turnover on defense, the quarterback choosing to keep it, and the defense choosing to take it away.
Mike, anytime a quarterback turns into a runner, the defense loves it. They want to take a shot at him. They want to take a shot at the ball, and that's exactly what they were able to do here. Force the fumble, get the ball back. Great job there by the defense.
The Ravens offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll step up and run. Fighting for the goal line. He lost the football. It's out. Cardinals say they have it, and they do. Well, he certainly turned that into something on the move. Downfield, looked like he was gaining yards, but then loses control, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Early on, Mike, it looked like it was going to be a really good play by the quarterback, turning to his legs, getting some pretty good yardage with his feet. But then he failed to not only protect himself, but mostly protect the ball. Defense is able to put a hit on him, jar the ball loose, and now they'll take over after the big takeaway.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Going to work Connor in the middle here. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the gun, it's Murray. He'll tuck it and take off.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. From the shotgun, it's Murray. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the Ravens have come up with the football.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, But before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
They'll send Flowers in motion. On the give, here's Henry. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Now a screen set up for Henry. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's third down coming up.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up third and 6.
From the gun, Jackson. And this ball incomplete on third down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on fourth down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready for this next possession. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Murray. Big slash into the hands of Wilson. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page, and that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
Now Murray on first down. Here's the screen set up for Benson. That one way too slow in developing. They rally to the ball, they get the man, and it's no gain.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It's pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Second down, Murray. Throw on the run is complete. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Good work after the catch. They get 16 and a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last. In today's NFL, you just don't see teams invest with first-round picks in the safety position very often, but every once in a while, a guy comes along that's just too good to pass up. That's exactly why they took him this past spring in the draft, and he's making his presence felt here today.
Murray now on second down. Whoa! And it looks like he's going to come up just short of the first down. Out of bounds, a yard shy of what they needed. They'll have to pick it up on third down.
It may not have have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down. Marlon Humphrey, usually found in coverage, that time on the blitz, gets there for the sack.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
So on fourth down, it's Blake Gillikin to punt for Arizona. Rajante Wester deep for Baltimore. This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. In motion comes Andrews. On 1st and 10, Jackson. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30. 19 yards right away to kick off this drive.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early,
he works free, right side. And he will take this one in. 70 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Ravens will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down. On play action, Murray. He'll take his shot. Looking for Wilson.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Give running left. It's Connor. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards, stay on track, because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
He's got his tight end. That's McBride. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. It is a big gain for Arizona. 62 yards.
62 yards on the play. First down, Arizona.
What can I say, Mike? Good things happen when you get the ball to your tight end, but in all seriousness, think about what this guy has to handle in the passing game. Not only to be the possession guy, convert first downs underneath, but then have the ability to be the matchup to get downfield and be vertical in the passing game. There's not a lot of tight ends around the league that can do both, and when you have them, I don't blame the quarterback for looking his way.
17 yards on the gain, and now they've got first and goal.
A chance here for this back to really show his speed. He saw the room on the perimeter, and he was able to get around the edge. Thought he was going to get right to the pylon, comes up just short. Down near the goal line, sets up first and goal.
Connor trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. Again, it'll be Connor, and he will take this one across into the end zone. James Conner, touchdown, Arizona. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Now Ryland for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Cardinals will move out to a 14-7 lead. Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. On the return, it's Keaton Mitchell. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. In motion goes Likely. On 1st down, they'll start the drive with Henry. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
In motion goes Likely. On play action, here's Jackson. Now he'll swing it out to his fullback. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. So it's a pretty manageable third down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
Here's Jordan Stout now. He'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready to get back at it. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
1 quarter in the books. The Cardinals have the early edge in this one. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Second quarter starts. Cardinals in possession of the football as they've got it with 1st and 10. They go play action for Murray. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
Now 2nd down throw for Murray. That's caught by Harrison right side. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
First down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
They'll run it on 1st down with Connor. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Ravens 38-yard line.
Play action. It's Murray. About the defense getting to the quarterback, getting access to the ball, knocking it free, and coming up with the recovery.
I'd like to see the quarterback just be a little more secure with the ball, Mike. You can see he's just a little loose, especially when you're operating from the pocket. But give credit to the defender. Nice job attacking the ball, knocking it loose and recovering it, and that is a big takeaway here by this defense.
The Ravens offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. A give right up the middle to Henry. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 48-yard line, Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Jackson. That's caught. It's the tight end, Andrews. And he's in! Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Ravens. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
On is Luke to add the extra point. He's got it, and the Ravens will tie things up. We are all even at 14. We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. A return now from the 4. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Cardinals offense and their veteran running back James Conner set to take over again. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. They put Wilson in motion. He'll throw on 1st down with Murray. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
On 1st and 10, Murray. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long. And as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet. But I can promise you, they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
Here's Conner. Able to slip one tackle, but not another. They'll be fortunate to get this one back to the line of scrimmage.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. 25 yards, the pickup there. It's an Arizona 1st down.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down. Like, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
They'll try to set up the screen here. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
Now, Murray. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
On third down, Murray. Headed left, buying time. And they'll only get a couple on this one, so the defense holds, and it brings up fourth down.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn it to a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
So, on fourth down, out comes Chad Ryland for the Arizona field goal. This one from 54 yards out. And that is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a tie ball game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That was good for a dozen. A very quick first down.
First and 10 at the 40.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset. But as always, there's the exception to every rule.
Left side, caught by Andrews. And he'll get into the end zone. Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Ravens. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Luke now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Ravens have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. After the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Cards offense make their way out to take over once more. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. And they'll begin 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle, Connor. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
The best linebackers at this level, Mike, they have all the physical attributes. That's a given. But it's really their instincts. It's their ability to dissect and predetermine where the ball is going before the ball is even snapped. And you could see with how fast he met the back at the point of attack.
He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. One of the Ravens has it.
You know, Mike, with the importance being placed on yards after the catch, we're seeing more and more guys really emphasize turning into a runner as soon as possible. And, of course, it's a critical part of today's modern offense. But the part you have to remember, the yards are never more important than protecting the ball. So it needs to continue to be stressed. Yes, we want the big explosive play after the catch, but never at the expense of the ball.
The Ravens offense getting set to get back to work. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. On the handoff, it's Henry. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
At the 29-yard line. 1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. In motion goes Likely. Going to go right back to Henry. He brings this to about the 26-yard line. Corner Garrett Williams there on the stop.
It's a gain of 3. Brings on 3rd and 6.
Have to get this to the 20. Here's 3rd down. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. It's a short one caught by Andrews. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem. And that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
His kick will split the uprights. It's good. And the Ravens going to extend their lead. It's now 24-14.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
To it now after that made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The deficit is 10, 24-14. The work to do as they come up for 1st and 10. Running here is Connor. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a 1st down.
The ability to be effective on 1st down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Moving to his left. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down.
15 yards. That's another Cardinals 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Potter from out of the pistol. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. And he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, Murray. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the 1st down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and inches.
Here's 3rd down and a few inches. It's the quarterback with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to him, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
He'll try and throw for it with Murray. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the 1st down. Aggressive call there. It works out as they convert on 4th down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Murray gonna hand this to Benson. Woo! And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. What a pickup, a gain of 18. And it sets up 1st and goal.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get 1st down after 1st down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
That one batted away in the end zone. Incomplete. Good coverage where you need a post. It'll be 2nd and goal.
A bit of a risky throw here in the end zone, Mike, and those windows down here tight, they close so much faster in this part of the field. By the time he let it go, the defender was already in position and was able to make a play on the ball.
Now, Murray on the bootleg. They'll work this out wide to Benson. And they'll get about 4 out of this one. Run after the catch. Hard to come by down here. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
3rd and goal. Murray.
I'm an aggressive guy by nature, Mike, so whenever I get 4th and short in plus territory, I want to go for it. You're not going to win many games in this league settling for field goals. You have to capitalize when you find yourself in a position to score.
He'll run for it, and it's Connor. Good blocking, and he's in. James Conner. Touchdown, Arizona. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
Extra point now by Riley. He's got it. And the Cardinals cut the lead to 3, 24-21. Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. This one taken at the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. Spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. In motion goes Likely. Off the play fake. Jackson. His fullback releasing. And he's going to bring it in. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
the 33-yard line.
So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We'll come back to Baltimore after this. Second down, they need 7. From the gun, Jackson. Throw on the run is complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 35 yards.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
He's close to a first down. A gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now in that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Jackson now to throw on first down. Brought in by the tight end, Andrews. And the Ravens are going to be set up first and goal. Tackle made at the 9.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And they're knocking on the door here, first and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
Jackson looking to throw. Now a screen set up for Henry. And the tackle is made at about the 6. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. As they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Here's 2nd and goal. Throwing Jackson. He pulls it in around the 5.
Jackson's pass complete to Derrick Henry. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal.
Play 7 of the drive coming up, and it's 3rd and goal. Jackson up top again. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Jay Flowers. Touchdown, Baltimore.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the 4th quarter in 2-minute mode. Well, let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here going into halftime changes this entire game.
On is Luke to add the extra point. It's up and through. And the Ravens add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Murray looking to throw. He's going to air this one out for Jones. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen here on the 5th floor studios. A little abridged version of the halftime report here, as both defensive coordinators might be having speaks with their players. That begs the question, can any defense get a stop in the second half? To find out, let's go back out to the stadium and join our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
They put on in the first half. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. Play action now. Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Jackson going to keep it himself. And now at the end of it, he lost the football. And I think he was able to get it back. Yes, he was. That was so nearly the turnover the defense needed. They couldn't get it in time.
Somebody gotta do it. I mean, hey, somebody gotta do it. I watch him do it.
Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times, and I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand.
And he's in! Derrick Henry, touchdown, Ravens. Luke now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Ravens will extend this third quarter lead.
38, Cardinals 21.
touchdown. Luke is back out to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready for their first possession of this second half. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. That's Harrison in motion. Now Murray on 1st down. Quick hitting slant there. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and a yard. Out of the gun, and they'll run it with Connor. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Murray now to throw on 1st down. Off he goes. Murray, the former baseball player, knows how to slide. And he does it here after picking up the 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
On 1st and 10, it's Murray. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And even though you're facing a big deficit, I still think this is the right decision. At some point, you do have to start forcing the ball to make something happen, but you can't be reckless. So I think this would have been more on the reckless side, and certainly a good decision. Maintain possession of the ball.
Now a 2nd down throw from Murray. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 32 yards.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Pretty easy to see why he continues to be a main focal point for this offense throughout the entire game. That play not only extends the drive, but now they find themselves in plus territory and hope to come away with some points.
Here's a run. And nothing's developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Here now, 2nd down and goal. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. There is a marker down, but I think this score is going to hold up.
Offside, defense.
Now Ryland for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Cardinals are able to cut the deficit to 10.
Ravens 38, Cardinals 28.
Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. On the return, it's Mitchell. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. Their lead is 10. They go back to work trying to add to it. It begins with first down. They'll send Flowers in motion. On first and 10, Jackson. This one completes the Bateman. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
He's now second and 6 at the 38-yard line.
From the 38 now, here's second down and 6. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
And the key to this balanced attack, like the one we're seeing here, Mike, is that everything looks the same. The defense is constantly on their heels as they try to diagnose what play's coming next. That level of unpredictability gives them the edge on any given down.
They'll send Flowers in motion. On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Second down, Jackson. He'll look underneath for Henry. Goes brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Gain of 4 brings up third and
5. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. First time they've worked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Probably took him a little bit longer than they would have preferred, but he finally gets on the board. First catch, first touch. Here as we start the second half.
A first down throw for Jackson. He'll swing this out wide to Henry. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
So, Mike, there's this idea that every time a defense blitzes, it has to result in a sack. But there's a lot of other ways that you can impact the play, and we see it here. Get the ball out of the quarterback's hand, get it to the check down, and now you just need to rally tackle and bring him down for a loss.
Maybe a couple there. It's third down.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A gain of 2 makes it third down and
10. Here's Jackson. They'll look to set up the screen here.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on third down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
On fourth down, it's Tyler Luke for the Baltimore field goal. This is going to be from 53 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens will extend their third quarter lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Cardinals offense and their veteran running back James Conner set to take over again. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the top of the conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. First down, the drive begins with Conner. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Working out of the gun, Murray. Get that one out to Conner. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Murray. He's got his man. Complete to Wilson. Number 14 with a pickup of 14. And a first down.
That's good for the Cardinals. First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
24 yards.
That's the 2nd time they found him on this drive, and this one's good for 24 yards.
24-yard gain.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
They get 14 yards and set up 1st and goal.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read, the defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a 1st down.
To the goal line and in. Michael Wilson. Touchdown, Cardinals. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Extra point now by Riley. He's got it. And the Cardinals are back within 6.
Ravens 41, Cardinals 35.
Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep it contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Pistol give to Henry. And he'll work this past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Keem Davis Gaither there to make the stop.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 26-yard line.
2nd down and 8. From the gun, Jackson. This throw right is taken in by Flower. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of, because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs.
He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 43-yard line.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7. Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. 18 yards on the pickup there. 1st down, Baltimore.
How would you like to be a defender and see a guy like this coming full steam ahead, trying to barrel down on you? I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for that, and you can see why. His ability to play through contact is just a lot to handle.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's 13 more on that play, and quickly another 1st down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the 1st down.
DeAndre Hopkins was the intended target for that one. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
Jackson now on 2nd down. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. Closing in on 200 receiving yards for the game. He's been outstanding. That one good for a 1st down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Bateman is the motion man. Henry will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Now Timeout Jackson, and the Ravens will try to tack on 2 more.
The Ravens will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He'll look to throw. That'll be caught, and he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. This taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Cards offense and Kyler Murray set to take over once again. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And that'll go for a gain of about 4. That is Nnamdi Madubuike there to bring him down. So back and forth they go as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Murray. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
That's good.
Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
On 2nd down, Murray. On the move left. Now he'll run it.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
3rd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Murray. That's to the right side. Up by McBride. He's going to have the 1st down and more. And he will score. Game on. Trey McBride. Touchdown, Arizona. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Now Ryland for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Cardinals will cut the deficit to 7.
49, Cardinals 42.
Things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. On the return, it's Mitchell. Terrific return. He's taken down just shy of midfield. The Ravens offense ready to take over once again. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. In motion goes Likely. On 1st down, they'll start the drive with Henry. And he did not want to go down. Good running. Manages to gain 5.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
They'll go again here with Henry. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. Good for a Ravens 1st down.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
He takes off. The ball comes out. The Cardinals have got it. He gets 3 inside the 20. And he returns this all the way. Touchdown, Cardinals. Greg, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense about ready to take over once more. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago. And they'll look to retake the lead on this drive. It starts with 1st down. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick 1st down.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, 4th quarter. everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And that's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
Still fighting. What a run. Shedding tacklers. Picks up 9 on the play.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
And he is out of bounds. Mark him at the 25. They get 18 on that one. First down, Baltimore.
Well, as you can see there, with this guy's size, you're just not going to be able to bring him down with arm tackles. You're going to have to get a lot of bodies to the ball, square him up, and be physical. Because if not, he's going to run through light contact, and he still has the speed to pick up big yards.
Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
Well, here he is just taking over this drive from the running back spot. And frankly, Mike, any time the secondary and defensive backs are making a lot of tackles downfield, you know the offensive line's doing their job up front, and we can see the results.
On the ground, this is Justice Hill. And he will get into the end zone. Justice Hill, touchdown Baltimore. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the fourth quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
On is Luke to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Ravens will go up by 7.
Ravens 56, Cardinals 49.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. From the 6, here comes a return. That'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
27-yard line.
The Cardinals offense and Kyler Murray set to take over once again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. On play action, Murray moving left. He keeps it himself. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
On the RPO, it's a throw, and it's Higgins. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one?
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. They get 24 on that one. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
The biggest element on a lot of these explosive runs, Mike, is can the running back make the first guy miss? That's exactly what he was able to do here, and it led to a big gain.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. The Pro Bowler the last 2 years, Nnamdi Madubuike, in there for the sack, worked his way through. It's a loss of 5.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Murray now on second down. Catch made right side by Wilson. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and we're able to convert.
He'll try and get that, and he'll take this one in. Kyler Murray. Touchdown, Arizona. A huge touchdown there in the fourth quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? Now return coming from the 7. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Bateman is the motion man. On play action, here's Jackson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
They tried to go with the quick game here in hopes they could do something with it after the catch, but I don't think everyone was necessarily on the same page, and this ends up being a wasted down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Jackson fires complete to Flowers. A gain of 11 on that run. Good for a Raven first down.
You want to be a star in the NFL, Mike? These are the high-pressure moments that you can't shy away from. The greats, they embrace it. Tie ball game, fourth quarter. The game is on the line. Everyone in the stadium knows where that ball is going, and I can't blame him.
Jackson going to give it up on a pop pass. Well, he shows you the elusiveness getting out of one tackle, but not the other. Fortunate, really, to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play.
Well, you can tell that the defense had seen that play on game tape, and they were ready for it. They tried to do a little jet sweep pop pass out of the gun. Defense was all over it. Nowhere to go, no gain.
The RPO, that one is complete. And he'll be out of bounds after a gain of 9. They'll go about trying to convert on 3rd down.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw still result in a big game.
You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. It's the quarterback. Oh, a loose football. And fortunately, he's able to cover it up. It will not be a turnover, but will go down as a sack.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
Ravens sending the punt team out there. Important punt here in this tie game late. And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. We're all even. 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. Here's Murray to throw. Here's a screen set up for Benson. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
2nd down, Murray. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
They put Wilson in motion. On 3rd down, Murray. Oh, the ball's out. And the Ravens have come up with the football.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. They'll start in outstanding field position, looking for a way to break our tie. In motion goes Likely. Again, right up the middle to Henry. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
How would you like to be this running back here? You get the ball, you're thinking, all right, get through the line. And next thing you know, the big old D tackle's just waiting for you there in the hole. Nowhere for you to go as he takes you down for a loss.
2nd down, Jackson. Left side into the hands of Hopkins. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. That is a gain of 22, and it sets up 1st down and goal.
You never know which play is going to be the one that sways the game in your favor, and that could be it right there. I mean, to set up 1st and goal with that last pass completion, now they can really take their time. There is an element of working some of this clock down. You know you at least have a field goal try, if not a touchdown. The last piece of the puzzle is just don't...
That is caught by the tight end, Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Ravens. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
The extra point is good, and the Ravens will go up by 7.
Ravens 63, Cardinals 56.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Another turnover as this defense does it again. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the ground, here's Henry. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Arizona will take its first timeout. Clock will stop. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
At the 28-yard line.
Lamar going to hang on to it, and he maneuvers his way forward, a gain of 6. Now a timeout charge to Arizona. That is their second, and they'll get together prior to this second down play.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game, and that's a nice pickup there.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 4. It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. The ball comes out. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. He'll wind up getting enough to pick up the first down. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Luke now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Ravens will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Cardinals 56.
After the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
Now a second down throw from Murray. To work this wide to Benson. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped. And that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and it results in a negative play.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th. But they will turn it over on down. The Ravens offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They're going to be trying to play keep away in this situation. Use as much clock as possible. Up a couple of scores as they start this drive, first and 10. They'll run. It's Henry. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Second and inches. Jackson going to keep it. Oh, a loose football. Cardinals say they have it, and they do.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight, but it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
The Cards offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with first and 10. They'll drop to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. And that one just too long to get going. They'll come up, stop him before the lineman to get out to lead the way.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive lineman to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all three levels played disciplined, good football with good vision. That's why they're able to stop him for no gain. So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
What about this crowd getting even louder before third and 10? That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
defense has a chance to all but end this game, but they can't secure the interception, and now the offense has new life. But is there enough time? Do they have enough opportunity still to find themselves in position to go try to pull this one out?
He's got his man, complete to Wilson. And he's going to have a Cards first down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving, and then some.
And these are the moments in the game, Mike, where you need your best players to come through and make their presence felt. That's exactly what he does there. Picks up a nice reception, good chunk of yards, and they keep their hopes alive.
That's caught downfield by McBride. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given. But it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else. And I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play. The drag route, we used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Now, 2nd and 4. Throwing again is Murray. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
Murray on 3rd down. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
Here we go. One final play. And that is incomplete. They had their chance and took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Gotta let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs.
Funny, just like how the Arizona Cardinals 2025 season went. There were games when they had all these commanding leads, and then all of a sudden they just went downhill quickly. But then again, when you face a team like the Baltimore Ravens, you never know what you're going to get, because they are prone to also blowing some big leads too. But, you know, when they play at home, they play pretty well, and today was no exception. So the final score of this one, the Ravens are heading to the Elite Eight, and they'll head to either Miami or Cleveland next week, depending on what happens next here in this game coming up. 70-56, the final score. It was a close game, a little bit towards the towards the middle of the 4th quarter, but then those 2 critical fumbles completely ruined it all. And you know, the Ravens are coming out of this game with a big win, and they are going to head on to the Elite Eight to face the winner of the Browns and Dolphins in that championship rematch coming up in just a little bit here. Big day overall for both quarterbacks. Kyler Murray had 500 total yards in terms of throwing yards. He had a couple of touchdowns, 3 of them to be exact. Lamar Jackson with a big day, 5 touchdowns, 402 yards. It was pretty close up until about halfway through the 4th quarter, but there you see the final score right there. 70-56, the final score. It was those turnovers, though, that were the big difference maker in this one. So the Ravens are moving on, and they're going to find out next who they'll be facing. As coming up, it's our championship rematch, the Browns and the Dolphins, straight ahead on the Reviewing Network Live Madden 26 tournament.
The following has been a presentation of the Reviewing Network Sports.